Every book contains a story. Can be a fairy tale, ancient history, or story about the future. And every story has a beginning, and the history of the universe is not far behind. Its beginning is the beginning on everything. All that we know, that we see or touch, is born after the birth of the universe. And for tell it, you have to go back many years, very many years ago, before the birth of the first man, even before the birth of our planet. To explain how this happened, we used the Big Bang Theory. About 14 billion years ago does not exist at all. It was all black. Anything that we know didn't exist. There was no time or there was no space. There was only a small dot, a dot of matter. This means that all was concentrated in this dot with very high temperature, nearly billions degrees. In an instant, at high speed, this dot began to expand. What was expanding was energy at very high temperature. 100 seconds after the start of the expansion, the temperature had already dropped to only, so to speak, a billion degrees. But for the appearance of the first atoms, that is the last visible portion of matter, we have to wait a million years, when the temperature was around 300,000 to 400,000 degrees, when is formed the first hydrogen atom. And for the union of hydrogen atoms is created helium, the second most common element of the universe. A billion years after the Big Bang, the gas clouds, just as hydrogen and helium, began to condense and approach each other, giving rise to stars and galaxies. The star formation occurred when the force of gravity condensed clouds of a gas and compacting did raise the temperature so much that these clouds hid light by giving life to the star. But beware, the starlight that we see at night is the light caused by the explosion of the star in supernova, explosion that is this that produced the light that lasts for many years but destined to exhaust itself. As I said, so many stars form a galaxy, that is a large set of stars, that may contain billions of stars. One of these is the Milky Way, born about 10 billion years ago, the galaxy in which we live. Rather, in more specific, we live in one of its arms. Obviously, in the universe there is not only our galaxy, but there are many other and even with different shapes. The possible shapes are a spiral, like ours, a barred spiral, which has a bar in the center, elliptical shape, that how say the word is elliptical, lenticular, that is a circular shape, ring, with the core and a ring all around, and the irregular, that have a not defined form. For now, there are over 100 billions of galaxies, but we are not certain because the universe is expanding, continues to grow, and we don't know when and if it stops. If it will start to shrink and then grow again. We don't know if the formed universe is circular or other shapes, and not even know if the universe is one. Maybe there are more universes that we cannot know, and maybe they could communicate with each other. The idea is very simple, and to understand better we can imagine a balloon that represents the universe, with some points marked on that represents the stars. When the balloon is inflated, also the distance between the stars grows up, following the rise of the balloon. The universe works in the same way, and many universes they work in the same way. But all this is a mystery. So it's best to focus on what we know, and then coming back in our Milky Way. We come to another key point in the history of the universe, the birth of the solar system, a set of planets created by the material from the supernovas exploded, revolving around a star that is the Sun. One of the planets of this solar system is the Earth. Our planet was born about 4.5 billion years ago. But as this happened, how did the first tree or the first animal Or how did the first man? Well, this is another story, another book. Now, at least, when we raise the head to a starry sky, we'll know how it all began.